What's up YouTube? It's me, Jess, and I'm an opera singer. Today's video is Patron Pick of the Month, and for this month they have chosen Shoshana Bean and Cynthia Erivo performing a cover of I Did Something Bad by Taylor Swift. Let's go.
I never trust a narcissist, but they love me. So I play 'em like a violin. I make it look oh so easy.
'Cause for every lie I tell them, they tell me 3. This is how the world works. Now all he thinks about is me.
I can feel the flames on my skin, crimson red paint on my lips.
If a man talks shit, then I owe him nothing. I don't regret it one bit, 'cause he had it coming.
They say I did something bad. Why does it feel so good? They say I did something bad. Why does it feel so good? Most fun I ever had. I'd do it over and over and over again if I could. It just felt so good, good.
I never trust a playboy, but they love me. So I fly them all around the world, and I let them think they save me.
They never see it coming, what I do next. This is how the world works. Gotta leave before you get left.
I can feel the flames on my skin. He says don't throw away a good thing.
If he drops my name, then I owe him nothing. If he spends my change, then he had it coming.
Woo!
You say I did something bad. Why does it feel so good? They say I did something bad. Why does it feel so good? Most fun I ever had. I'd do it over and over and over again if I could. It just felt so good, good.
Oh.
They're burning all the witches, even if you aren't one.
They got their pitchforks and proof, their receipts and reasons.
They're burning all the witches, even if you aren't one. So light me up,
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 go ahead and light me up,
light me up,
light me up,
light me up.
They say I did something bad. Why does it feel so good? They say I did something bad. Why does it feel so good? Most fun I ever had. I'd do it over and over and over again if I could. It just felt so good, good.
Oh my god, I pressed replay. That was so good. I don't listen to Taylor Swift. I don't know her songs. All I know is that she is a huge artist. That being said, I don't have anything to compare this to. So I have no idea what the original sounds like. But this version is so good. I have to first start off by talking about the visuals. I am a visual learner. I thought this was so so genius. I love the all black attire. I love the sitting still. I love the dark makeup. Oh my God. And can I say, I love how the instrumentalists in the back are minimal. There's so much more drama put at the forefront. And I think that was so powerful. Visual, yes. And the fact that they stayed in character. Do you know how hard it is to literally not move when you're singing? And you know they know, like in their head, she's like, girl, that was good. And Cynthia's over here like, girl. And while you're going through all of that, you just have to remain in character and just stay still. So hard. Lyrics. I never trust a narcissist, but they love me. So I play them like a violin and I make it look oh so easy. Cause for every lie I tell them, they tell me 3. This is how the world works. Now all he thinks about is me. I can feel the flames on my skin, crimson red paint on my lips. If a man talks, then I owe him nothing. I don't regret it one bit, cause he had it coming. They say I did something bad, then why does it feel so good? Most fun I ever had, and I'd do it over and over and over again if I could. It just felt so good. Second verse. I never trust a playboy, but they love me. So I fly them all around the world and I let them think they saved me. They never see it coming. What I do next, this is how the world works. You gotta leave before you get left. They're burning all the witches, even if you aren't one. They got their pitchforks and proof, their receipts and reasons. They're burning all the witches, even if you aren't one. So light me up, light me up, light me up, light me up. Not that I agree with these lyrics or anything. These are like really extreme. All right, let's talk about this opening. The sound we get from the violist, you can hear some airiness and it almost reminds me if a vocalist had some rasp in their voice. You obviously hear the pitch and the sound at the forefront, but just right underneath that pitch, you get this like eerie raspiness that comes with it. The idea of a surface and a surface hitting each other. It's gonna make a certain sound. And to me, that's that like raspy, almost breathy sound that you get just behind the pitch. I love that, especially for this setting, because I think it makes it a little eerie. And then she goes into a plucking motion, and then Shoshana Bean comes in. And let me tell you, when Shoshana came in, unless you know when your cue is, you would have never known, because she did not take any inhalation. She was still, you all. She was so calm. And then literally, out of nowhere, she opened her mouth, and as soon as she opened her mouth, she started singing.
I never trust a narcissist, but they love me.
Oh, that is so powerful. So that was an amazing intro. Side note, I wonder if the violist at any point in like rehearsal or even during the performance, when listening to the lines, so I play them like a violin, she's like, we violists always get left out of the conversation. I know it's such a funny topic, the idea of violist and violinist. The way she sang Oh So Easy.
So I play him like a violin. I make it look oh so easy. 'Cause for every lie I tell them, they tell me 3.
Shoshana is so good at bringing texture to a vocal line. It's not even funny. So you see how easygoing she is, relaxed, everything is just all calm. Then when she gets to Oh So Easy, you see how much she puckers her lips.
Violin, I make it look oh so easy. 'Cause for every lie I tell them, they tell me 3.
Oh, so easy. She really utilizes the harmony between the vowels of oh, so, and then goes right into easy to get a different texture. You hear how different that sounds compared to the lines before that. And I loved that she took advantage of that while still remaining still. Miss Erivo. Okay, so I've heard Miss Erivo, I think on 2 occasions. I think I've only done 2 videos on her on my channel, but the videos I've done is more musical theater style, and oh my god, do I love her voice in this song. Her voice sounds so good, and I think that is just a testament to musical theater, how much work you need to do in order to master that genre. And then once you master it, how well that can flow into pop. She fits so well into this. And I think that also has a lot to do with her acting skills. So as I was listening to the performance, there are moments where you can hear an audible inhalation.
I never trust a playboy, but they love me. So I fly them all around the world, and I let them think they save me.
There is some sound production done on the back end. An inhalation might be edited out if it's just an awkward one. And it may be a little thing that you don't pay attention to, but it is so powerful. I can't even emphasize it enough, especially in something like this, where the phrases are short, at least in the verses. The phrases are short and they're not difficult.
I never trust a playboy, but they love me. So I fly them all around the world, and I let them think they save me.
They never see it coming, what I do next. This is how the world works. Gotta leave before you get left.
And you can use that to your advantage. And I think that adds a lot of drama to the overall line. Another thing I'd like to point out in this first verse is pronunciation. Pronunciation is everything when it comes to live performances, performing on stage in a musical theater setting, the consonants and the vowels, and how you're going to navigate through each one of those. And so I feel that has transferred so well into this performance.
I can feel the flames on my skin. He says don't throw away a good thing.
If he drops my name, then I own nothing. If he spends my change, then he had it coming.
I think the both of them, because of that background, they're able to bring that here. Sometimes that is lost in pop. So the chorus starts out where they're singing in unison, and Erivo is taking the upper part and Shoshana Bean has a lower part.
They say I did something bad, why does it feel so good? They say I did something bad, why does it feel so good? Most fun I ever had, I do it over and over and over again if I could. It just felt so good, good.
Erivo having the upper part and her maintaining this still position where she's got her legs crossed, her hands chill, but she has to sing high notes, and I believe she's using mostly mixed voice in this part. She's not singing in full chest voice for this chorus part.
They say I did something bad, why does it feel so good? They say I did something bad, why does it feel so good? Most fun I ever had, I do it over and over and over again if I could. It just felt so good, good.
Now I believe they sang the chorus a total of 3 times. There were 3 things in particular that I really enjoyed as the chorus was sang progressively throughout the song. The first thing is the varying use of singing on the octave or singing in unison. The second thing is this idea of singing in sync. And then the third thing that I really enjoyed paying attention to was the progressive yet subtle variation in vocal production. So first, the varying usage of singing on the octave or singing in unison. In the first chorus, they alternated between the two. When they were singing on the octave, Erivo took the higher note while Shoshana took the lower note. Shoshana Bean, and I thought her voice sounds so lovely on the lower octave part. She has this natural rasp that she is able to bring to her voice but also take away, which I think is extremely hard to do.
They never see it coming, what I do next. This is how the world works. Gotta leave before you get left.
In that lower part of her register, nice and present, but also brought that like gritty pop factor to it as well. The last two times they sang the chorus, they only sang on the octave, and they sang on the upper note.
You say I did something bad, why does it feel so good? They say I did something bad, why does it feel so good?
Second point is the idea of singing in sync. Now this is so hard, I think, in the setting because of how bare everything is. You've got two stringed instruments, the cellist and the violist, and then you have the voice. When that's the case, the vulnerability level is it's just through the roof. Any little mistake you make really is going to be put at the forefront. And that just means that there needs to be that much more of an emphasis on vowel usage, consonant usage, how you're going to pronounce certain words, and also the rhythm, the beat, and being in sync.
They say I did something bad, why does it feel so good? Most fun I ever had, I'd do it over and over and over again if I could. It just felt so good, good.
I think they did a phenomenal job. I would just love to know the small details in what was said in those conversations of how they were going to move through all of these lines together. Fantastic job. The last thing I loved about the chorus parts was how vocal production was used differently for the three chorus sections. So in the first chorus, they altered between singing in unison and singing on the octave, and it was a bit quieter. And that is because they're using different voice techniques. Erivo was using her lower register with chest voice, while Erivo was using mostly mixed voice and I believe a little bit of head as well. And with those factors, you really can play more around with the quieter, softer dynamics of the voice. And with that, their mouth movement was pretty minimal.
Most fun I ever had, I'd do it over and over and over again if I could. It just felt so good, good.
Then we get to the second part, and they're singing higher on the upper note of the octave in unison. And they are adding mixed voice and chest voice. And so when you do that, naturally, it's going to be a bit louder than if you were to sing that, let's say, in head voice.
Most fun I ever had, I'd do it over and over and over again if I could. It just felt so good, good.
When they were singing the chorus the second time, I noticed that their mouth movement, it moved more than it did the first time.
Most fun I ever had, I'd do it over and over and over again if I could. It just felt so good, good. Most fun I ever had, I'd do it over and over and over again if I could. It just felt so good, good.
It makes sense. The notes are louder. It's a lot harder to sing on mixed voice and chest voice with a more closed mouth than it would be if you were to open your mouth. Then the third time came around and they were singing the same way they did the second time. They were singing on the upper note of the octave in unison, but their mouth movements were a bit more dramatic than the second time. Their mouths opened a bit more and they were able to, as a result, make the sound a bit louder than the second time.
Most fun I ever had, I'd do it over and over and over again if I could. It just felt so good, good. They say I did something bad, why does it feel so good? They say I did something bad, why does it feel so good?
I like the progression of varying unison and singing on the octave, and also being able to utilize some of the softer, more piano dynamics, then progressively getting a bit louder while singing up on the octave on the upper note, then eventually singing even louder by singing on that same note that they did on the second chorus, but opening their mouths a bit more to where they really showed how much drama that can bring to the line. I also liked how in sync they were with their mouth movements. So if you notice on the word good, on the word good, but I feel so good. So good has two notes and it goes from a lower note to a higher note. I liked how their mouths moved in a similar motion.
Why does it feel so good? Why does it feel so good? Why does it feel so good? Why does it feel so good?
And that to me shows that they were thinking of a similar vowel. So on the word good, they started with a dropped jaw, and you can see their upper teeth. Not the full row, but you can see some of their upper teeth. And then when they jumped to the higher note for the word good, you can see that their top lip, their upper jaw, kind of moved up and out a bit to get to that higher note. And I loved seeing that on both singers at the same time. The vowel harmony, aka the vowel Shoshana sang and the vowel Cynthia Erivo sang, meaning it sounds similar. Okay, this bridge part is amazing. I love that it starts with just the cellist.
They're burning all the witches, even if you aren't one.
They got their pitchforks and proof, their receipts and reasons.
My favorite instrument, I love that it's here. Having it be just the cellist, I think takes what's going on lyrically to a whole nother level. So the lyrics of the bridge to me really paint one cohesive, vivid picture in terms of everything seems to be taking place in one scene. Whereas in the first verse, based off of the lyrics, it's a little bit more vague.
I never trust a narcissist, but they love me. So I play him like a violin. I make it look oh so easy.
'Cause for every lie I tell them, they tell me 3. This is how the world works. Now all he thinks about is me.
And then in the second verse, it's very similar.
I never trust a playboy, but they love me. So I fly them all around the world, and I let them think they save me.
They never see it coming, what I do next. This is how the world works. Gotta leave before you get left.
For me, what sets this apart is what is already painted for your imagination. And so because you have these more vivid colors and because the scene is a bit more set and your imagination doesn't have to, let's say, run as wild as before. I think that drastic change should be represented in the music, and I think it was done so well. And the fact that the cellist is a part of that is just phenomenal. So when the cellist comes in, the cellist is playing these long, smooth, legato, slow notes. I was reminded a bit of the viola part in the very beginning where you get 2 layers of sound. Please let me know if anyone understands this, but I get the layer of the pitch and then also the layer of just the sheer idea of a surface hitting against another surface, which brings this like raspy, kind of airy factor to the sound.
They're burning all the witches, even if you aren't one.
They got their pitchforks and proof, their receipts and reasons.
And I think it just pairs so well here because of what is going on lyrically. Okay, also with this bridge, the vocals. I just can't. First, Miss Erivo, when she sings the Light Me Up, where it goes higher and she like barely opens her mouth, I was just like, girl, stop.
So light me up,
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 go ahead and light me up,
light me up,
light me up.
And then the last time she sang it, where they went into the riff together, she sings the note even higher, and you can see that she sings from the side of her mouth.
light me up,
Light me up,
light me
Which allows her to get to that higher note. Genius too, because I think that also allowed her to sing at a quieter dynamic than if she were to just open her mouth from the front all the way up and full out. I want to ask, what made her do that? Just fascinating. Then that riff. Shoshana on that upper note, and then Cynthia Erivo going down to the lower part, I thought was so nice because it's a switch on what they did in the chorus. Shoshana was on the lower note, Erivo was on the higher note, and now it's reversed. So this idea of harmony on this part, I think it's fascinating because of how difficult it is. One, we don't get too much harmony in this cover overall. And when we do, it's at a point where they are moving quickly, but there's also this aspect of freedom in terms of we're coming at a point where there's a slight pause and we're going to move into the final chorus. To utilize this idea of freedom, but still need to be in sync and land at the same time is particularly difficult. So I liked how that was executed, and I just loved how they were able to navigate through that. If you liked all that you saw, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and comment down below what piece by your favorite artist you would like me to do an analysis on. Lastly, make sure to check out the description box for ways you can keep in touch with me, get access to exclusive perks, check out the Soprano Notes blog with tons of music educational topics, and or take a lesson with me. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you soon. Bye!